Welcome to the E-Academy. In today's episode, we will discuss the initial configuration of the INT-GSM module settings from the DLoadX program. We will also focus on two ways of messaging, via SMS and email. As we know from the previous episode, the INT-GSM module can work with the Integra and Integra Plus control panels in two ways. The first of them consists of a direct connection of the module with the control panel. The other one assumes that the Integra control panel is used with two modules, the ET-HM1 Plus and the INT-GSM. Today we will discuss the first of these two methods. Alright, what is required to do it? A computer with the Windows operating system, the Integra 128 Plus control panel with power supply and battery, the INT-GSM module, a nano SIM card, an INT-TSG keypad, a USB RS converter, and the DLoadX configuration program. Before starting the system, you must set the address of the INT-GSM module. To do so, use the jumpers placed across the address-designated pins. The address of your module will be 7, so you must use 3 jumpers. How to address the devices working in the Integra systems we discussed in more detail in the 33rd episode of our series. The INT-GSM module and the INT-TSG keypad have already been connected to the keypad bus of the Integra control panel. All these devices will be turned on for the first time. It is advisable to enter the service mode immediately during the first startup of the control panel. To do so, place a jumper across the reset pins. Then connect the battery and turn on the main supply. You have to wait until the dialer LED stops blinking. Remove the jumper. The menu of the service mode is displayed on the keypad. The next step, which should be performed at the first startup, is to restore the factory default settings. Use the arrow keys to scroll through the service mode menu. Press the hash key to enter the restarts menu. Press clear all and confirm with the hash key. Press 1 to confirm. Next, exit the service mode. Press the asterisk key to quit the individual options and go to the end service command. Press the hash key. Now you can proceed to configure the control panel and the INT-GSM module settings. First, use the USB RS converter to connect the control panel to the computer. Important note: the INT-GSM module can be used with the Integra and Integra Plus control panels having firmware version 1.18 or newer. Similarly, the firmware version 1.18.000 or newer is required for the DLoadX configuration program. Therefore, before connecting the INT-GSM module to the system, make sure that the firmware is correct and up to date. Run the DLoadX program. Press the button designated with the wrench symbol and select the COM port to which the control panel is connected. Click OK. Then you have to enable the local programming option. To do this, open the terminal on the keypad and enter the service code. Press the asterisk to confirm the code. Because the codes in the control panel have not been changed, a prompt will appear each time asking you to change them. Press asterisk. Use the up arrow to move to the downloading item. Press hash. Now use the hash key to run the local programming function. A message will appear on the computer screen that the connection with the new security system has been established. Click OK. Give any name to the system and confirm. Wait until all the data is read from the control panel. Open the System and Hardware Structure menu. Go to the Hardware tab. Select Keypads. For now, your devices are not visible on the list. Identification should therefore be carried out. Press the keypad's identification button. Click Next. The identification was successful. Click OK. On the left side of the window, the devices connected to the control panel, that is, INT-TSG and INT-GSM, now appear in the list. Select the communication module. Confirm the data reading. Before starting configuration of the module, you also need to restore the factory default settings in it. Press the reset button and click Yes. Confirm the displayed prompt message and wait until the module data are read again. In a moment, the SIM card will be inserted in slot 1 of the module. However, before doing so, enter the PIN code assigned to this card. Now write the data to the module. Although currently most SIM cards do not have an active PIN lock by default, programming the PIN code will help you avoid any problems. However, if the SIM card PIN lock is turned on and the entered code is incorrect, INT-GSM will report a trouble. The module will wait about 4 minutes before making another attempt to use the code. After 3 unsuccessful attempts, the card will be blocked. If this is the case, you must remove the card, insert it into a mobile phone and unblock it using the PUK code. In the meantime, the SIM card was inserted into the slot. Remember to power off the control panel during the SIM card installation. The next step is to enable support for SIM card number 1. In the INT-GSM tab, select the SIM1 option and save the data to the control panel. After a moment, the LED indicating the first card activity will come on. Wait a moment and then press the refresh button. A percentage indicator of the GSM signal strength and the operator name of the network to which the module is logged have appeared next to the card designated. Go back to the INT-GSM Functions tab to enter the configuration data for the Internet GPRS connection. The data will vary depending on the SIM card operator. In the DNS server field, enter the address provided by the network operator. You can also use Google's DNS server address, which is 8.8.8.8. Below is the MCC/MNC code field. By entering the appropriate code, you can explicitly indicate the cellular network your module is to connect to. The purpose of this step was explained in the previous episode. For smooth communication via SMS, enter the number of the SMS center of the operator of the SIM card used. Even if this number has already been saved in the card memory, entering it in the program will not be an abuse. The INT-GSM module allows you to synchronize the control panel clock with the GSM network operator's time. To do so, select the time from the GSM network option. In the Integra control panel, you can enable synchronization with the selected time server to which the control panel will connect via Internet. Open the Global Options and Times window. Go to the Times tab. At this point, you can provide the address of the selected NTP time server, for example, the Central Office of Measures in Poland. The next tab in the INT-GSM settings is Prepaid Support. As the name suggests, it contains settings for working with prepaid SIM cards. You can enter here the USSD code for checking the SIM card account balance. The balance may be verified after the module receives a text message containing a command whose content will be defined in the field below. In addition, the INT-GSM can check the account balance daily at the indicated time. You can also determine the minimum level of the account balance. If the balance falls below this amount, INT-GSM will report a trouble. With proper configuration, information about the low account balance can be sent to the phones to be notified by SMS. And since we're on the subject, let's go to the next tab. In the INT-GSM module, you can define 16 phone numbers for SMS messaging. After entering the selected number, select the On option, and then specify from which partitions and about what types of events the number is to receive notifications. Select Partition 1 and Alarms. The function of the SMS messaging should be enabled in the INT-GSM tab. After this change is made, the data must be saved to the control panel. Otherwise, these messages will not be sent despite entering individual numbers and settings for the notifications. In the last column of the table, you can enable the option of forwarding SMS messages. By selecting X at the selected telephone number, you will make the control panel send SMS messages unknown to it. That is, other than those containing, for example, control commands. These can be, for example, network messages such as the aforementioned message about the SIM card account balance. Save the data to the module. Let's go back to the subject of messaging. In the case of the Integra Plus control panels, it is also possible to send information about events to the interested persons via email. In the DLoadX program, find the email icon and click on it. Then go to the Mail Server tab. You must now complete the data of the mailbox to be used by the control panel to send messages. Important note: depending on the email address you use, the data needed to configure the mailbox will vary. Therefore, before you start programming the control panel, you need to prepare the following set of data: mail server SMTP, server port, username, password, encryption method consistent with the previously selected port. You will also need the subject of the message and the address of the mailbox to be used by the control panel. To check if the data you have entered are correct, you can send a test message. Press the test button and enter the email address to which it will be sent. Click Send Test Email Message. According to the information displayed, the message has been sent. Close the active window and go to the inbox. As you can see, the test message has been delivered. Go to the Email Messaging tab. Enter the address to which notifications will be sent. Use the same address to which the test message was delivered. Check the On field and select the type of events and partitions. In this case, select Bypassing Zones in Partition 1. Finally, enable the Email Messaging option. To check whether your settings are working correctly, assign Zones 15 and 16 to Partition 1. The wiring type, normally open. The zone type, instant. Then write the data to the control panel. Now check whether the control panel will receive a command to trigger checking the SIM card account balance, and then respond by sending a text message received from the operator. You will also test email and SMS messaging. Send a balanced text message to the control panel, and wait for an answer. OK, the account balance check has worked correctly. You can also check the available balance from the keypad. Start the terminal and enter the administrator password. Use asterisk to confirm it. Use the arrow keys to go to the tests. Press the hash key. Find the IP MAC IMEI ID item. Confirm. Use the right arrow to go to the account SIM1 option. Press the hash key. After a while, your current balance information comes from the SIM card operator. To quit, press the asterisk key. Now check how the email messaging works. For this purpose, you will bypass one of the zones. Enter the administrator's password and confirm by pressing asterisk. Use arrow keys to go to the zone's bypasses item. Select Inhibit option. Use any number key to indicate bypassing zone 15 and confirm it by pressing the hash key. The zone has been inhibited or one-time bypassed. Go to the inbox. The message has been delivered. It contains information about the zone and when it was bypassed. The final step will be to check the SMS messaging functionality. Arm the system. Violate zone number 16 to trigger an alarm. The control panel has sent a text message with alarm information to the indicated number. As you can see, everything has worked properly. That's all for now. Please watch our next episode in which we will further discuss how to configure the INT-GSM module. See you soon.